Hello, so usual disclaimer, enjoy what you see, but don't be tempted to practice on friends or family. If in doubt, go and see a real live podiatrist who can help sort out your problems. So this lady now has a really big chunky corn. She's been coming to us for an awfully long time now. She is on her feet pretty much all day, every day for her work. So we have worked with her and her employer to try and source us some more suitable footwear. That has to be safety footwear, and that has helped issues. As you can see, a lot of overlying callus there. And as we remove that callus, which is the hard skin that forms over the top, we can see clearer that central core of the corn. So that central core is made up of a different kind of hard skin, which is harder still, can feel very much like a piece of glass. And you'll see later when I take it out, it is really hard to the touch. So that central core is kind of shaped in a conical shape, an upside down cone with the pointy end down. Though often it isn't quite as pointy, it can still be quite broad underneath. So I need to remove that because that is the painful part of it. So I'm just going to kind of go around the edge there. Try and get as much as I can in one go. It's more comfortable for the patient if I can. And it's just easier and a bit less faff for me. So knowing when you're at the bottom or how far you can go with the blade before you actually cut somebody is literally just a skill and experience thing, I can say. I have cut my fair share of patients and still do on occasion. That is one of the downsides to working with incredibly sharp implements, is that sometimes nicks do occur. But over the years you get to have a feel. There you go, there's the core there. As you can see, nice big chunky piece. She does not wish to take it home with her on this occasion. She's sick of it, so it goes in the bin. So over the years, you get to have a feel of the skin tension, have a feel of how it feels under your blade, and that gives you a good indication as to how far or how near you are to actually kind of good dermal tissue. And once you breach that epidermal, kind of those top layers of skin and hit the dermis, that's when you start to get bleeds. So like I say, it is just years and years of practice. So as we've said, this lady has had this corn for many, many years. She does come to us regularly for it removing, but corns come through pressure, as you probably know if you watch the other videos. So corns that develop on the tops of the toes or in between the toes are generally, well, pretty much invariably caused by ill-fitting footwear. So you're getting too much pressure because of the shoes or footwear you're wearing are pressing on those points. When a corn is underneath the foot, obviously it's not as easy. It's not down to the footwear as such. Can be, but more often than not, it's not. It's down to the way that the foot is actually working with regards to its mechanics. It's harder then to manage because unless you're going to start walking on your hands, there is going to be a level of pressure then on your feet. So often we look at using insoles or orthotics to help manage that load of pressure and try and spread it a little bit more evenly across the front of the foot in this case, to try and offload that particular area so that corn formation either stops altogether, a bit more of the core there. So either it kind of the corn can stop altogether, or the rate at which it returns decreases, so you can go longer in between appointments more comfortably. You can see now actually that central core part is actually looking a little bit whiter. That skin there has gone kind of soggy, so you can get what we call maceration. In some respects, that is a little bit more comfier for the patient, but it's also an indication that the tissue isn't enjoying that amount of pressure as well. And often you get that water kind of sticking around those lower levels of the epidermal skin there. That's often an indication to me that all is not well in that area. It's something that we see often with wounds, ulcers, etc. But yeah, it's a sign that all is not happy there. And corns that have stuck around for an awfully long time, like this lady's, become what we can classify as fibrous. So there becomes a lot of scar tissue in the area. So it's not like healthy, normal, organised tissue. It kind of lays down, the skin kind of lays down in different formations. It's tougher, it's more fibrous. So they're very much more long-standing corns. And they are just terrifically hard to manage, like I say, because of their position and that, say, scarring to the area. I keep banging the camera, sorry. Everything goes a bit wibbly wobbly. So as you can see, I'm taking as much as I can off to make life as comfy as possible. There's also a correlation between smoking and corns. So smokers' corns are very typical to this and can hang around for a long time. And in fact, if you give up smoking, they can miraculously disappear. The scientific evidence, there's research and stuff going on because many podiatrists have made this correlation over the years. But it's very difficult to kind of pin down and get the actual sort of research papers into this. But like I say, we're pretty comfy that we know there is a correlation. So if you are a smoker and you've had some big chunky nasty corns for a long time, maybe it's not a bad idea if you consider, amongst all the other health benefits you'll gain from giving up your ciggies, you might be able to walk a little bit more comfortably as well. So you can see like all this white macerated, which means kind of soggy, water engorged tissue is coming out now. So the whole area now just feels softer, it's moving better. That's why I stroke my fingers over it. I don't like to leave any ridges. I don't like to leave anything that feels too hard afterwards at all. I like it to be nice, smooth, malleable. Just how good skin should be, really. There. So this is how we started with a lot of overlying callus, and this is how it's finished with a big hole in the centre and a bit of maceration. So thank you again for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help us going forward. See you again. Bye.